As children, we've all had the experience of awakening from a terrible nightmare only to be comforted by a loving mother or father. But there are many children right here in our community who live out the real nightmare of being abused by a parent who should instead be providing love and protection. These are our children, the children of Casa. We stand up for them to make sure they never again have to live this nightmare.
We are Casa of San Mateo County. We are an organization of volunteers that is dedicated to helping children who have been abused and neglected. Our Casa volunteers work one-on-one with these deserving children. Our greatest challenge is that there are so many more children on our wait list.
Children end up in the foster care and come under the protection of the court because their parent has abused, neglected, or abandoned their child.
Casa volunteers just give support and love to children that are going through very difficult times.
One child at a time. And I said, I can do that. I can definitely love one child at a time.
Dylan was labeled unadoptable. I think it's really a shame that any child can be labeled unadoptable. All they need is somebody that loves them and cares about them and will be there for them. He went through a lot of abuse himself, plus witnessing abuse. He has trouble sleeping at night. He needs to have the lights on. And it's been rough for him. One day when we went out, he called me Mom. And he said, can I just call you Mom? And I explained to him why he couldn't call me Mom. The next couple of days, he asked his teacher if he could call her Mom, which really broke his heart. I am so fond of him. I would do anything for him. He's just a wonderful kid, and he deserves to have a wonderful life. He called me about 6 months after he got adopted, and he said, hey Daisy, guess what? And I said, what? And he said, I got glasses. And I said, oh, you do? I said, is that a good thing? And he goes, yeah, now I look like the rest of my family. When the adoption was final, I took Dylan shopping, and I told him he can buy anything that he wants for his family, but he has to choose it. We were in there about a minute, and he came up and he said, okay, Daisy, I have what I want. And I said, would you want to look around? He said, no, I have what I want. And I looked at it, it makes me cry, and it's this little rock, and on it says, I will never leave you. I will never leave you.
I volunteer because the lives these kids leave in the dependency system just breaks my heart. These kids are there for no fault of their own, but they leave a very tough life. You know, the teenage boys that I've worked with may have changed foster homes several times. They got different therapists, different teachers, different social workers. It's a very tough existence, and I can just provide a little bit more humane help to these kids while they're in the system.
My name is Jay Sean Edison, and I'm a former Casa youth from San Mateo County. I ended up in the foster care system because my mom, she gave me up when I was 6 years old. I grew up in an environment where I was just stuck in the room all day, stuck to myself, and she told me that she didn't want me living there, so she took me to the police station and left me there. Honest God. And then they ended up taking me to a foster group home. That's the only problem I had, was feeling very abandoned by the people that I thought that really cared about me. Meeting my Casa worker was the best experience I ever had in my life. He showed me what a real father figure was. He took me out, he did my homework with me, you know, and he just showed me altogether that he was a good person, and I could still call him at any time of the day and know that he would always be there, because he wasn't just a Casa worker. He was a friend. More than a friend, he was a father figure at that. He's very honest, and I like it. I'm just happy I got a chance and to do better in my life. When the time is right, I'm gonna be a Casa volunteer, because I believe I could influence and provide knowledge, you know, from being a former foster youth.
I did want to make a difference in my own life, and I think being a Casa has allowed that to happen. I've been given the gift, really, of being able to see the world through a child's eyes again.
We invite you to imagine their difficult world and envision with us the wonderful day when we'll be able to provide a Casa volunteer for every child who needs one.